What's up, peeps? This is Todd, and welcome back to my show. Today I brought back Aaron Castleton, who I had on my channel a few months ago, and he's just going to do a walkthrough of his house hack. It is about 1 year later after purchasing it, and pay close attention to what this guy is doing. He's only 23, this house is bringing in about $5,000 per month in total rent, and it's just a single family home. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello, people of YouTube, and Todd. It's a pleasure to be back on your show. And so today I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of the rental property that I bought when I was just 22 years old. We're getting close to about 1 year out from when I bought it. So I can tell you some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I wish I hadn't done, and some of the things that I am going to keep doing moving forward. Alright, so over here we have the living room. With there being 8 people that live here, it's kind of important that we have a lot of seating area for kind of our game nights, or sometimes we'll watch a TV show as a house. Over here we have a ton of different board games. We got poker, Gloomhaven, Exploding Kittens, Coup, Werewolf, and then we have even more up here. So a ton of different board games. And then house vacuum, even though we don't even have any carpets really anymore. And, this is the love sack. It's perfect for just kind of jumping on. Another thing to note about this property, it was definitely a fixer-upper. We initially bought it, I guess when it was first listed, it was listed at $455,000. And, after some great negotiating on behalf of my real estate agent, who... if you have any recommendations, I'm more than happy to recommend him. He is a phenomenal real estate agent. He actually was able to help negotiate that price down $20,000. But, that aside. So my brother and I, bought this house for $435,000. And from that, we put down about a 25% down payment. I contributed initially $45,000, my brother putting down about $55,000. Using the rental income, we've come up with a bit of a payment plan in order to help me to pay off that difference so that we eventually get to a 50-50 split. And, with the return of this property, we'll actually be at that point by December of 2021. And so... yeah, definitely a worthwhile investment. In total, I've contributed about $89,000 into this whole ordeal in between both the down payment and then additionally all the various repairs. And there was quite a bit. I put in about $44K of my own money just gradually over the first 3 or 4 months, trying to make sure that all the repairs were ready for all the residents. Tenants. But now it was definitely well worth it. We're sitting on a gross revenue of about $5,065 per month, averaging somewhere around $2,300 worth of expenses. And then over here we have kind of an at-home office and also a place for everybody to leave their shoes if they have really muddy boots. That is one of the tenants' scooters. Also one of my really good friends. Yeah, it's weird calling everybody tenants here just because I consider a lot of them pretty good friends. And some of them even like best friends. So, and then also just kind of to touch on that basis, we do sometimes do tenant events. So, we did a pumpkin carving, and then we also do potlucks every once in a while. With so many people, we do kind of need a big recycle bin and garbage bin, so these get filled up pretty quickly. Over here, dining room table. I will admit I cleaned this up to make it look a little bit nicer. I did get some Valentine's Day treats for kind of the house, and most of them have gotten eaten. With there being 8 people, it's super important to have lots of refrigerator space. So we got 3 refrigerators, some lights. And right here we have a water cooler, and then also kind of storage for everybody's stuff. And then over here is the kitchen. So I'll go more into detail about this a little bit later, but yeah, so this was an entire kitchen remodel. I think I might have some old photos from when I first moved in, but it is so much nicer. So now we are right outside of my house, and let me just turn you around so that you can kind of see. We'll start in the backyard and then work our way to the front. Yeah, so we recently just had a bunch of snow. I don't know why there's a trash can there, but yeah, so downstairs we got the kayaks and then a storage shed for kind of all my tools and stuff. And then when I first bought the house, I built a mini little fire pit with some of the bricks that got left by the previous owners. Over here, we got another locked shed. We keep that for the tenants so that they have, and myself as well, so that we can have a storage place for the bikes. We had to get a second set of recycling bins and the largest set of garbage cans. Over here we have the front yard, and then that's my motorcycle right there. No big deal, only kind of cool. Well, thanks for checking out the tour. So let me just give you a little bit of details, kind of surrounding some of the stuff within the house. So we have a total of 7 bedrooms, 2 on the top floor, 2 on the middle floor, and then 3 in the basement. And I know, unfortunately, this was the only one that you were able to see, this being my bedroom. It is the biggest, but the prices for these bedrooms actually range between $575 all the way up to $675. So if you're asking yourself, is that ridiculously low rent? Yes. The reason being is, I want people that are really flexible with kind of living with other people, and so you want them to feel like they're getting some benefit out of losing a little bit of the privacy. We're all really respectful of everybody's individual bedroom, but keep in mind that you're sharing with 7 other people. You're sharing 2 bathrooms, and you're sharing a kitchen, and you're sharing a living room. So that's one reason why the rents are so low. And then also, I just think it's really nice when you have quality tenants in a situation like this, where it's really nice to retain them for as long as possible. And we've had pretty much everyone renew. There's only been one person that moved out, and him and I are still best friends. He comes over all the time, and yeah, so it's, I think, definitely worth it to keep your prices competitive, but to also kind of take everything with a grain of salt. You're house hacking, so yeah, take people's financials into consideration. With this all said about trying to keep rents low, the reason behind that is definitely because I want to retain people. However, it's when my brother and I, when we first bought this property, it was fully with the intent of filling it up with as many people as possible and making sure that it covered at least the mortgage. Well, now what we've come to is a property that makes $5,065 a month, and we have an average monthly expense of probably about $2,200. So, he and I are splitting that difference, and it's definitely worthwhile. And lastly, I just kind of want to put out a disclaimer. So my situation with my roommates, it's phenomenal. I think that they're some of the best friends that I've ever had in my entire life. And, I personally don't mind living with 7 other people. It's really not a big deal to me, but, I understand it's not the situation for everyone. So just consider that when you're coming up with the idea of house hacking. You want to make sure that you're the type of person that you could feel comfortable sharing a living space with all these different people. It is a little bit cramped, but we make it work. We have fun. We work hard and play hard, as it will. But at the end of the day, you need to do what works best for you and what you want for your financial independence. So I strongly encourage anyone to house hack, rent hack, It's the best way to get started, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to what works best for you. So just keep that in mind.